country in the world can speak against what is happening in America. Nothing is stopping our leaders from talking. Yet they will not talk because these dumb idiots are so much begging these people for money that they don't even see any relevance in protecting the blacks that are being killed, blacks that are being molested, blacks that are suffering from these KKK people. I don't get it. How is it our fault that we are blacks? How is it my fault that my color is different from a white person's skin tone? How is it our fault that we were born to black parents? Why should we suffer because of our skin tone? Because there is nothing that was done to all those KKK white protesters that were protesting and pushing police officers. I've posted the video on my page if you want to watch it. They were pushing the police officers, they were forcing their way through, and nothing was done to them. Nobody sprayed pepper spray on them. Nobody did no tear gassing on them. But when blacks get up to speak, everybody wants to silence us. Facebook blocks me all the time. Every black account that is on Facebook that talks about African racism, that talks about white killing black people, that talks about people that are racially profiling us, that page gets shut down by Facebook. Why? Because Facebook won't have us talk about it. And that is the norm of a lot of Africans. This is all we know how to do. We like to talk without the proper actions. This is why I love Muslims. You cannot kill one Muslim person and get away with it. You can't do that. If you kill one Muslim person, they will retaliate and kill more of your own. I'm not asking anybody to go kill anybody, but it's about time that our leaders spoke for us. It's about time that people got up and actually talked. We can't be in a country, in a state, where the state only caters for those that are white skin toned. We can't be in a state where when you hurt an animal, you get to go to jail, but when you kill a black person, you get to work for free. You can kill your dog, your cat, your fish, and you will be prosecuted and jailed. But if you kill a black person, you go scot-free. Actually, they will applaud you for killing a black person. And this keeps going on. This keeps happening because black leaders, black presidents have not talked against this. America invades everybody's country. They've invaded how do you call it, Iraq. They invaded Syria. They invade everybody's country. America think they are superior to every other country. They want to talk about every country and what is going on there. They want to talk about human rights, and yet the same Americans are freaking infringing on other people's rights. Black people have no life in America. Black people have no say in America, and they don't care about it because the blacks there are weaklings. If they kill one of you, I'm not asking anybody to go kill nobody, but if they kill one of you and you do the same to them, this nonsense will not continue to go on. This garbage will not. Have we ever heard any American person putting a Muslim person down and stepping on their throne and blocking their air from coming through the pipes? No, it will never happen because these people are scared and afraid, terrified of Muslims. They won't try that shit with no Muslim person. But when it comes to black, we only talk, we walk, and we do nothing. I hope that this particular killing will end it will end everything. Hello. It will end everything that ever happens to black. For the sake of your children, for the sake of my children, we need to get up and all raise the same voice in America. There is international tribunal and they are not above it. Trump that came into power sparked a lot of racial things. When he came into power and did not criticize people that were killing blacks, but rather said there were fine people on both lines. That instigated all the KKK people to get up. How do you kill a black person and go scot-free, get fired with money, get laid off with money, and a black person accidentally shoots a white person and gets 12 years and 12 and a half years in jail? Yet a white person kills a black person intentionally and goes scot-free. What is happening? Are blacks not humans? Are we not people as well? Is it our fault that we were put on the best lands in the world? Without Africa, the white man's country will never survive. Hello. Without Africa, white people will have nothing in their country because we made it. If you look in all the states that have been developed, Africans made it. We built their places. We built their bridge. We built everything. I encourage everybody to go online and watch the movie called Banker, The Banker. In as much as 1950s, blacks were not even allowed to purchase houses, to own businesses, to do nothing in America. And by the grace, we got through all of this. And in 2020, Trump comes into power and takes America back to 1950s. Because he being in power is what instigated all this racial profiling, all this black killing, all this black nonsense that keep happening. Trump being in power is what made these things to go on. Sometimes I get sad that I see black people that stand behind him and say we are voting for Trump. Yes, I'm not saying don't vote for the nigger. You can vote for the nigger if you like. But at least tell that nigger to speak the truth when it comes to black lives. Tell that nigger and every other person that is there to speak the truth when it comes to black lives. And I don't blame them. I will never blame them. Because if our leaders in Africa were not foolish enough, if they were not stupid enough and spending our resource money, giving it to all these Chinese people, giving it to foreigners who will take our proceeds out of the country and not use the money in the country for our country to be benefiting from our own natural resources, these things will never happen to us. When a white person shows Africa, they show people that are sick, people that have no life, people with ribs showing their cages, people with hunger face. That's all they show of Africa. And that's how people would respect us. Hungry people from the zoo. Yes, this is how they showcase Africa. And our leaders are quiet and we allow all these NGOs to collect money on top of our heads, using our country as a step to their own stupidity and their own money collection. Why are Africans quiet? Don't we have laws and regulations? Do you think that any American will lay their filthy hands, any KKK member will lay their filthy hands on one Muslim person? Because when you do that to a Muslim, they will retaliate in a way you would never forget. Why can't Africans do the same? Why can't we fight for our rights? Why can't we retaliate and do the same? Because the walking is too much, the talking is too much, the marching is too much. We march and they spray gas. We talk and they want to silence us. I can't remember how many times Facebook has blocked me, telling me that I'm racist towards people that are racist towards my kind. I was born black, not for any fault of mine, but because we were the first race in the world. That gives us the benefits and the most highly blessed system in the world. We have a skin tone that you would kill for because you go under the light just to get a tone. White people complained about blacks getting big asses, and they actually displayed the first woman with the biggest ass in a showcase for people to watch. And today, white people are fixing their bum-bums just to be like blacks. They are pumping their lips with their ass fat just for them to get big lips. These fights, this nonsense, it's because they want to kill all of us like they're doing to Libya, like they're doing to Iraq, like they're doing to all these people for their oil and their money and their gas and their diamonds and everything. This is what they want to do. They have a planned system to eliminate blacks. Let me tell you one thing. Do you know how the black system fights all these COVID-19 things? And yet in America, there are a lot of blacks that are dying. There are a lot of blacks that are being murdered by these people. According to a doctor, I'm going to post that video there. You can check on all the videos. And everything I say is a fact. According to a doctor, people die and they tell them to put COVID-19 there. How many of you are doing autopsy on your family members they claim to have died from coronavirus? Do the autopsy and you would give me my stone. They are taking body parts from these people they are killing. They're taking their kidneys, they're taking their lungs, they're taking their hearts for people that actually need these body parts. It is about time that we got up. It is about time that we fixed it. It is about time that we spoke. We cannot depend on our useless leaders because a bunch of them are them motherfuckers that do nothing for Africa. They get up and put their hands behind their back and go lala sumila and go collect money. Let me tell you what a white person does to a black man. A white person in South Africa tells the black man that, listen, the other blacks that are coming into South Africa are your enemies. They are the ones that are taking your jobs. They are the ones that are stealing from you. They are the ones that is making the economy bad. Them idiot blacks also believe this nonsense. A white man will conspire with your own people against you and have you killed. What kind of stupid people will fight their own skin tone color people over a country that belongs to all blacks? What kind of people will do that? What kind of people will do that? A white person tells us that our president is not good for our country. Our president is not good. We need to remove that president. And the idiots of people that God put in Africa, them idiot motherfuckers will listen to whites and get rid of their own leader who is fighting for them. Hi, beautiful. They will get rid of a leader who is good, a leader who is fighting for Africa, a leader who is not going to be a puppet and fight these white people. Why are we allowing these people to manipulate our system and our people? When you go into voting and you vote, you need to look for a leader that is not a puppet. You need to look for a leader that will not succumb to white nationalist bullshit. Listen, I know that I don't have doctorates, I don't have masters, but when I see bullshit, I see bullshit. And I know very well that white people, most of them that are in power, are after black resources. France, up to date, collect over 400 billion from African states, French colonized states. Why are we paying this money to them? If you don't pay, they will send people that will manipulate your own people and they will kill you. We have seen French colonies, French countries being fighting over things. Why is that possible? Why is that possible? Because these black people have allowed whites to manipulate our system. We have allowed the whites to tell us what to do. We have allowed the whites to tell us which leader is good and which leader is not good. And yet we cannot talk of what they are doing to blacks in America. Yet we cannot talk to what they are doing to blacks in Kuwait. Well, yet we cannot talk to what they are doing to blacks in any other country because we don't have a voice. When you kill your dog, when your dog gets sick and you go to the hospital will charge you. When you travel abroad and you take your children there, the white man or the system try to collect your children from you because they feel you're not raising the children right. Yet, they put their children in better schools. They put their children at places that would give them white privilege power over blacks. Why is that? Because we have allowed it to happen. Because we have allowed that to happen. Because we have decided that we will not talk. Because we have leaders that are so stupid that they will not fight for Africa. So we will also not fight for ourselves. Why is all this happening? Why are our leaders quiet? Blacks worldwide. Why are we not fighting? Why are we not talking? Shouldn't we be talking? Shouldn't we do something about this? Must we always keep a blind eye as they kill other blacks? Because trust me, it's not other blacks they are killing. They are going to kill your own soon. Will we wait till they kill our own before we talk? Or we are going to talk and let them do the right thing for all blacks everywhere? This is not the life that we deserve. Blacks also have a life. Blacks also must live. We should have the right to live in any country we want to live in. We should have the right to do everything that we want to do, just like the whites do. Why are we being restricted? When the KKK people went on march, did we see anyone spraying them with tear gas? No, none of them was sprayed with tear gas. But I watch TV and I cry. I watch TV and I cry. Why is this happening? Why will this happen to us? Why should this happen to blacks? Because we are gullible, because we are quiet, because we will not talk. And they know that each time they beat us down, we will run, we will talk, and we will keep quiet again and go back to our normal lives. And nothing will happen. When one Muslim person was killed, they bombed so many places you couldn't even count the people that were dead. That was a warning. Don't touch our brothers and sisters. That was a warning to them. Don't touch us. What is happening? What is happening, blacks? Why are we quiet? Why are we allowing all these things to happen? Why should we keep quiet? Because everyone deserves to be alive. No one needs to die. No one needs to die because of their skin tone, because of $20, because of $10, because of $100 million. No one still needs to die. I just posted a video and a picture. A white person was arrested for killing 2 people. They put this nigga down and fed him with water. He was arrested for murder. They gave him water and put them down. A guy was arrested for having fake $20. They put their neck on his pipes and stopped him from breathing. This is murder. This right there is murder. And they know that when blacks walk, they will do nothing. So they will tell you, we fired that nigga. But they fired that nigga with incentives. They fired him with incentives. So exactly what makes white privilege better than blacks? We should have more rights than them. After all, it's our cocoa, our diamonds, our bauxite, our oil, everything they stole from Africa that made their country what it is today. If they are willing to stay the fuck away from Africa, we will stay the fuck away from these places. Yet they wouldn't stay. They come into our country and our own leaders will let them in without restrictions. When they come in to take our gold and our diamonds, our leaders would applaud them because they are giving them money into their personal pockets. Our leaders don't think about the people. No, they are not thinking about you. They are not thinking about me. They're thinking about themselves. They're thinking about what they are leaving for their children. They're thinking about what they are building outside. See, a lot of our leaders now own places in Europe. A lot of our leaders now have died in Africa and left millions of dollars abroad, which was never returned to Africans. Because these people will keep the money without giving it back to us. Why are we allowing this to happen? Must we be killed like dogs? Because I know that when you kill a dog, you go to jail. I know that when you kill a cat, you go to jail. But when you kill a black, what happened? When you kill a black man or a black woman, what happens? You get a tap on the shoulder, and then people will take pictures of a black person lying down dead. The guy stepped on the guy's throat and killed him. And these white children are already posting pictures of other people on the ground and they're stepping on them. What does that say? It says that blacks are shit. You can do anything with black people and get away with it. Blacks don't matter. We can do everything because they won't do nothing to us. We can get away with it as long as we're doing it to blacks. There's one video that emerged that the officer said, no, it's okay, put your hand down. We don't kill white people, remember? We kill blacks. And this was a video that actually did happen. And no leader talked about this. No leader complained about it. White people watched and then talked a little bit, and that was it. Why should these things be happening? Why should we allow these things to happen? Must we all keep quiet as they kill our brothers and sisters? Because when they are done killing them, they will join us in Africa. Did they not join us in Libya when they came killing? They came killing the man because he won't succumb to them. They killed him because he won't be a puppet for them. Every leader that emerges in Africa, from Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, you wait and see. This Paul Guganga, whatever his name is, the Rwandan president, the Paul guy, very soon they're going to find problem for him. Very soon they're going to use his own people to find problem for this man and say he's bad. Very soon, these white people will do that because they don't want Africans to be free. They never wanted us to be free because if we are free, it means our resources can't go to them. How in the hell does France take money from all these French-speaking colonized places? Shouldn't they be paying us for every negative thing they did to us, for taking our ancestors to their place for them to work like slaves without payment? They should be paying us. Yes, our soul leaders. These people should be paying Africans for stealing from us, for raping our family members. Hell, God knows how my grandparents became white, half white. All these people, they were raping our people. leaving bunch of little bastards in Africa because they did everything they could to break us. And what happened? They left Africa only for our leaders to pursue them for small change. Why should this happen to Africans? Why are we allowing this to happen to Africans? Why should we... Why should we allow this to happen to Africans? This is not right. This can't be fair. This should not be happening. It can only continue to happen if we let it. It can only continue to happen if we accept it. It can only continue to happen if we keep quiet, if we stay quiet. I have seen one president written and said, America is not above the law. And I've posted that on my page. What is wrong with the other African presidents? Why can't they talk about it? Why can't they say anything? I am ready for Facebook to block me. I don't fucking care. I don't care. Facebook can block me, but I will put my points out there. And if they block me, I will write my points and post it through people. They will post it for me. Why are our leaders not talking? Why won't the leaders talk? Why wouldn't they say something? Why wouldn't they say what you're doing, America, is wrong? There's international tribunal which you people take black leaders to for them to be killed. So you are not above the law. America is not above the law. American police are not above the law. The same way they can run after our leaders in Africa and say they are killing people, we can take the police people that are KKK workers to the international tribunal as well and request for justice. This shouldn't be done. This should not happen. We should not just talk, walk, and keep quiet now, blacks. This is not the time to keep quiet. Let Facebook block all black accounts, but let us all talk. Let us all post. Let us all complain. Because the only way we can have anything done is if we do it together. Because together, united, we are stronger. United, we are stronger. We can't have a fight when it's 2 or 3 people that are only doing the fight. We can't do that and win. But if the whole of Africa raised their voice and talked about this racism and talked about all the problems that is happening, these things would cut off. When you come on, please share. Let your friends come on as well. These things can cut off. If you have an opinion, please let me know. Why should we keep quiet? It might be your brother, it might be my sister. I know Ghanaian people whose children were killed in London by stabbing, and these children went scot-free because they were underage. Yet, I know black children that were underage that are still in jail for the same stabbing or crimes lesser than killing people. Are they different from us? Are their children different from us? Must they be treated different from our children? Why are we accepting it? Who said Americans were above the law? Who said the police in America are above the law? If they kill, they should be judged. If we can't judge them, then we must retaliate. If we cannot retaliate, then we do it another way. The only way they will stop these fighters, the only way they will stop beating us down, the only way they will stop hurting our people is if we start acting and retaliating instead of just talking. We can't keep talking and letting things go free. We can't keep talking and letting things go free. It's not allowed. It shouldn't be accepted. We shouldn't allow that to happen. If they're killing us, we should retaliate. Not just by walking, not just by talking, but we go to the people that did that. We have their faces. We've seen their names. We go to them and punish them too. They deserve punishing. After all, the Bible they brought to us in Africa says a tooth for a tooth, an eye for an eye. So if you kill by the gun, you will surely die by the gun. That is a belief of the Muslims. And that is one belief that I adore and I love. Why are we quiet? Why are our leaders quiet? Did they see them throwing tear gas at the blacks? What happened? What am I saying? Our leaders are the same people that will sell us out to them. Look, Africa has a lot of money. I come from Ghana, so I speak for Ghana. Our leaders sell our lands to these Chinese people because Chinese people don't know where the golds are. It is our people that show them where the golds are. And they don't have any incentives or anything with these people. They just go and dig the gold, leave the country in jeopardy, leave the place stinkingly poor. with no amenities. Their workers sleep on the bare ground, one mattress to the floor, right there at where they're working. How would you, as an African, a foreigner, go into China and hire people like that? Can this happen? A black person who has finished the university with degrees, master's degree, still does not get the same pay as a white person. Why is that so? Why is that so? What makes the school they went different from the school we went to? Why should that be accepted? Why should we keep quiet? Why should we keep quiet? This is something that the whole of Africa should talk about. This is something that everybody should raise their voice at. Because today it might be them who are black, but tomorrow they will be in your country because they know that nobody will talk. And once a fool knows that when they slap you, you will turn the other cheeks for them, they will keep slapping you. Kenny Rogers said, you got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to put them in. You got to know when to run, and you got to know when to fight. This is the time to fight. This is not the time to protest and go around black people. No, that nonsense must stop. We've done black people enough. We have done stop killing us enough. They haven't stopped. This march was done in 1950. I've posted it to you. It has not stopped. I ask again, how many times have you seen any popo in America kill any Muslim person? In the way in which they massacre and brutalize and kill blacks. How many times have you seen that? How many times have you seen that? That can never happen. Because a man that shows his anger, a man that tells you that I am willing to die for my belief, is a man you should fear. A man that says, I will kill for my belief. A man that says, I will kill for my children to protect my children's future, is a man you should fear. It's about time that we united. It's about time that we united. Saudi Arabia someone has poured acid on a Ghanaian girl. I've posted it on my page. You can look it all up. Has disfigured the Ghanaian girl. And our leaders have seen this. They won't talk. What are they talking for? The girl doesn't come from their family. The girl doesn't come from a rich home. After all, she's even from a poor home. Nobody knows about this girl or her family. But she is Ghanaian. A Nigerian lady was being sold in Lebanon for $1,000. 1,000. African leaders. African leaders. Why? Why? What is wrong with you people? If money was everything, Mobutu Sese Seko, or whatever they called him, his house wouldn't be full of rats and snakes. All the money that nigger stole and kept didn't even go to his children. No, that building is there, rotten to waste. Because this life that we live in is not for you. You may steal, but your children will never have peace. Your children will never be happy in life. If you steal at the detriment of somebody else's happiness, if you steal at the detriment of somebody else's life, this is where we cut the line. Any leader that does not tell us when they are coming into power, tell us how they will turn the economy without a foreign aid, that is not a leader, a visionless, rubbish leader. What are they doing when they come into power? What do they do when they come into power? Sometimes I don't blame Chinese people. They are hardworking people. They go for what they want. They work hard. Yes, Chinese people are hard workers because based on we having a lot of money as of 1950 in Ghana, we had over $500 million during Nkrumah's time. And he wanted to bring Africans together. But what happened? The white man choked him, and used his own people to overthrow him. What happened to Gaddafi? Every leader that will not succumb to their bullshit, they call him a traitor. Every leader that will not succumb to their nonsense, they call him names. And it's unfortunate that our own people will join in on this nonsense. Look at us. We own our land in Africa, and yet South Africans, they share their lands with white people. Look at this. White people that live in South Africa. Africa is supposed to be for the black people. Remember our skin tone? We get the black states. They share their lands with white people. And what happened? The white people have demarcated the country, put the blacks at the abstract poverty place, and they're killing themselves with machetes and guns. And they give them these things because they've seen that Africans are gullible and they can manipulate and twist our minds, and we will follow like puppets that they've always been doing. It is sad. It is sad because if we don't change our ways, nobody would respect us. Which country is poorer than India? Yet they showcase the beautiful tourist attractional places. Which country is poorer than Thailand? Have any of you been to Thailand? It's a shitty place. Yeah, some places are beautiful, but it's a shitty place, just like Africa. Philippines is the same. But do we see them post anything of people suffering, struggling with the flies falling on their nose and coming out of their mouth, with children with rib cage bones? No, they don't do that. They want to showcase the positivity of their country so people can give them the respect they deserve as a country. But our own people will sell our nation to people that would fuck us up, mess it up. They will mess our country because we keep doing it. They will come and take from us because we keep doing it. You think that if all these French colonized countries will sit up and unite together and tell France, we are not paying you $400 million every year, fuck it. You think they will do anything? No, they can't do shit. No, they cannot do shit. If you don't know, our African brothers and sisters in the French colonized countries are paying $400 million to the French people. Imagine, we're already struggling in Africa. We are fighting for scraps. These people left us 500 years ago, and they are still holding our necks and choking us to get the little that we are eating out from our mouth. And it's unfortunate that we have leaders that are allowing it. We have a bunch of idiots for leaders. And I'm not going to use some of them because all of you are them idiotic leaders. You all are them motherfucking piece of shit leaders. Because if you cared for your country enough, Africans won't have to travel. I won't have to travel. I won't have to go anywhere because there's honey and gold flowing in my land. Right now, as I speak to you, the chiefs in Ghana are selling our lands to foreigners. Right now, as I speak to you, Nigerians are fighting themselves over who owns what and who owns what. Stupid religion is what people fight over. Same color, same people. When it comes to the white person, they fight for the same belief. They fight for the same belief. When it comes to a black person, religion, tribalistic, partisan can separate us for us to fight each other. Somebody will say, I'm in PPPPP. Somebody will say, I'm in MMMMM. And they will start fighting. Instead of sitting down as a nation to remember that the money that they are using for these nonsense fights and bribery for them to remain in power, that money belongs to you, the people. That money is for you, not for the government. The money is given you as a bribe, is for you. That money is meant for the development of your country. So when they give you $1,000, $10,000, and you feel they've done anything good for you, my brother, think again, because there is more money where that came from. Today, you can't do anything in Africa because of bribery. You want to go through immigration, you have to pay bribe. You want to go register your land, you have to pay bribe. You want to go do anything, you have to pay bribe. Let me tell you a story. There's a guy called Justin Amenuvo, who was a former general secretary, judicial secretary at the Ghana court. And this guy helped a woman in Norway called Mamia Mamanko Mensa, Manko Dia Mensa, steal from the Norwegian government an amount of over $400,000 to Ghana. This same guy, Justin Amenuvo, because of his position and affiliation with the National Party in power, ensured that a guy who owns a building already, he will go to court. You know, legally, when you marry and you own a property, before you get married, that property belongs to you. naturally. So you don't share with your partner if you marry them after. But if you marry them before, your property is for the two of you. But if you have your property and you marry, that property belongs to you. This same Justin Amenuvo, because of his position, went to court without the man and took his property for a woman that has stolen over $500,000 from this man. Because of his position and his affiliation with the party in power, the MPP. I am not MPP or NDC. I don't give a rat's ass what anybody says to me. But right now, what we are fighting is corruption. What we are fighting is leaders who are in power that are corrupt. People that are in association with partisan nonsense that are corrupt. People that are using other people's pains and struggle to feed on others. Why should this happen? Because I have every evidence and I'll post it on my page. If you work for the government, you have to ensure that you do the right thing. This man wrote to the girl and said, listen, with the way things are going, I don't think you should respond to the court, but rather tell the court that everything belongs to your mother if it comes to power. A person that was the general secretary of the judicial system, and I am willing to come to court for this because I sent everything to the court and nobody looked through it. We are the cause of our problem. People like Justin Amenuvo that have position in Ghana, that are abusing their position and sleeping with women and giving them people's property. They are the reason we suffer. Men going through problems from women that can sleep with men and get their things done in the wrong way. That is our problem in Africa. How do you punish a man who has done nothing but married? Africans, we need help. Africans, we need help. Africans, we need to change our ways. And like I said, if you want the evidence, ask me, I'll send it to you. Concerning Justin Amenuvo's forgery, his bribery, his corruption in the court system in Ghana, I will give you every single document of this idiot that called himself a lawyer, this fool that called himself a lawyer. See, to be in a position that you can help people, you need to help them instead of destroying others because of your position. You don't go about destroying people because of the position you have in government, because of the position you have in a party, because of the leadership you possess. You use that position to help people. You use that position to correct the wrong that was done. You use that position to save people. But no. Africans will sit and ensure things are happening. If you go to African states now, from Nigeria to Ghana to South Africa to Namibia to Kenya to Botswana to Rwanda, to every country, and you don't pay bribe, you will never get things done. Why should it be so? Why are we not reporting? Because we are scared. And trust me, I don't care of the person that will kill this body. Because when I speak my truth, I speak the truth. And if you want to kill me, please go ahead and do so. Because I honestly don't care. I speak the truth and God knows I speak just the truth. If we want to continue with this nonsense of partisan attitude, leadership bullshit of intimidation, and people using their power to abuse others wrongly, Africa will never go anywhere. We will never get nowhere in life. Because the same thing will continue happening. There will be no rule in the country. There will be no rules for anybody to follow, and anyone can do anything. There are so many people who have died because of politics. That shouldn't be so. There are so many people who have died in Nigeria because of differences in religion. That shouldn't be so. There are so many people that have died in South Africa because they were calling Nigerians thieves. How many Nigerians are lawyers? How many Nigerians are doctors? How many Nigerians are good? You cannot call the whole of Nigeria thieves when the few are the ones that are committing the crime. How do Africans sit and look at each other, our color and ourselves, and sleep well? How do we sleep? How do we sleep each day? How do we survive knowing very well that we are killing ourselves? Knowing very well that we are giving other people the chance to destroy us because we are destroying ourselves. If we don't stop these things, nothing will happen. When it comes to Justin Amenuvo, I sent everything to court for investigation and I had nothing. And like I said, me, when I start something, I never stop. I will go to the end till I die. Because you don't use your power to steal from a working man. You don't use your power and sleep with the man's ex-wife and then take his property for the woman. You don't do that. And if you want to take me to court, I am ever ready to come to court. This nonsense must stop in Africa. You want to get anything done? It is bribe. You want to go here? It is bribe. You want to go there? It is bribe. You buy land, somebody takes it from you. They use their position in the country against you. They use their position in the party against you. They use their men in the police to harass you. Anybody can get up in Africa and act up because their party is in power. Anybody can get up in Africa and discriminate you because they have power. Why should this happen? Why should this happen? What is wrong with us Africans? What is wrong with us Africans? Must we continue to live like animals? Because animals are the only ones without rules. Animals in the zoo, they don't have a president. No. They don't have a president because they are animals. There should be no rules guiding them. That's why we put them in cages. Should we be put in cages as well? Should we be put in cages as well? Why are you using your power to make someone suffer? Why are you discriminating somebody because your party is in power? Why are you hurting somebody just because you're a police officer? Why are you hurting somebody just because you're in a position today to do so? What is wrong with us? And yet we keep quiet. People come there and keep quiet and continue doing these things. People come there, people get judgment from judges when that judgment is false. People go to court and lose cases because they have no money. They have nobody to fight for them. There are 1,001 people in jail as I'm speaking to you in Ghana for committing petty crimes. Crimes that they could have put them on the street to work. There are people in your country in jail that are rotten there for no fault of theirs. Why should these things happen? Why should we allow these to happen? If we don't take the speck out of our eyes in our own countries, we can't travel and go and do it anyway. A Chinese man can never hurt you unless your leaders give them the permission. A white man can never come to your country and hurt you unless your leader give them the permission. What is all this nonsense of people committing crime in Africa and they ship them to their country and deport them? When we commit crime everywhere, they jail you, and after your jail term, you get deported. But in Africa, Kenya deported men from Kenya. They were racist. They murdered people. They just simply deported them. You think when they go to their country, they're going to jail them? No, they're walking free. Why were they not jailed in Africa? Have you ever heard that any African committed a crime in any country and they left them to go by only deporting them? No, they served their term before deportation. Africans, let us do the right thing. Let us tell people that are doing wrong to do the right thing, because the only way these things will stop is when you speak. The only way this nonsense will stop is when we speak about it. If we don't speak, it will never end. If we don't speak, it will never end. And our children will come and meet the same nonsense over and over again. And we're going to go through the same bullshit things over and over again because we don't have the balls to speak the truth to their faces. You want to kill me? Go ahead and kill me. But I will speak the truth. Our legal system needs help. Our government departments need help. Our school systems need help. Our educational system needs help. Our infrastructure needs help. Our agriculture needs help. Every section in Africa needs help. Because who did we vote for? Visionless leaders. Leaders that have no vision. People that have the mouth and the brains to work will never get into power. Because what? Me, if I'm coming for an election, I won't give you a cent. I won't give you a kobo. You will put me into power because I will come and help you. But you will not put me into power because I am giving you money. And this is the biggest problem we have so far in Africa. This is the biggest problem we have so far in Africa. People paying others to give them votes. People going around and sharing money for vote. This is why our country is not moving forward. So the next time somebody comes to you and give you money to vote for them, take that money and after show them the finger. Because that money they are giving you, they're going to take it from that coffers when they get into office. That small money chicken change they gave you, they'll be buying mansions at Cantonment. They'll be buying mansions at East Legon. They'll be buying mansions for their children, taking their family members abroad as you and your family members stay in Africa and rot in that dirt. When we can simply change our way and vote for a president or a leader that will put everything into prospect for us Africans. I'm not just speaking to Ghanaians. I'm speaking to everybody in Africa. I'm speaking to everybody in Africa. And the most saddest people in the world are the South Africans. Yes, I'm telling you. You people are the saddest in the world with your xenophobia bullshit, with the nonsense that you're doing. Killing your fellow blacks. Why wouldn't the white people kill us? Because they see idiots like you. Killing blacks, your own kind, and calling them the reason for your problem. How dumb are you? How dumb are some of you people? How dumb are you? Who gave you the audacity that you can kill anybody and take life anyhow you like because they are in your country? Do you know how many South Africans are in Nigeria? Do you know how many South Africans are in Ghana? Do you know how many South Africans everywhere in every African state? Our skin tone should make us one. Our skin tone should bring us together. The white man will continue to manipulate and destroy us as long as we keep staying divided. They don't want Africa to unite. That is why any president that comes into power that tries to bring Africa unity, they eliminate him. And like I said, I don't care whoever wants to kill me, because I will leave a legacy behind that says I ain't going to allow no idiot motherfucking piece of shit to control my mind, to control my thinking, to control my ways. That can never happen. I won't let you. My brother from Nigeria is my brother. My brother from Kenya is my brother. A brother from Sudan is my brother. A brother from South Africa is my brother. I fight for you all. And any day, hello, and any day when I see anybody fight you, I will stand and fight with you. We will die together. Yes. Any day I see anyone fight with you and I'm there, we will all die together. You see, because of fear, that guy died. If all of the blacks that were standing and watching this police officer, this KKK officer, put his feet to that guy's pipes to stop his air from coming through, if they had all rushed on him, he would have gotten up and that guy would have been saved. But everybody was too scared. Hi. That is the biggest problem of Africans. We are too scared. We are scared to do things. We are scared to speak. We are scared to start a movement. We are scared to retaliate. We are scared to do everything. We are a bunch of chickens. Yes, you are. I am. Yes, we are. Because if we are not, we'll have our own mind. Madagascar came with a cure for the COVID-19, and we allowed who? Idiot of the world to tell us that it wasn't good. Don't go get it. And he's our brother. And they said it, and some of the African states actually bought that nonsense. And my country president has paid for, what's his name? What's that guy's name? That guy who's bringing the vaccine. Bill Gates bullshit. My president has gotten money and taken that vaccine. If I'm lying, come and correct me. If I'm lying, come and correct me. He posted that on his page. These people told us Africans that polygamy is a sin. Polygamy is nonsense. Polygamy is rubbish. And they tried to introduce gayism bullshit into Africa. It is good that a guy can fuck the guy's ass. It is good that your child who is a guy can now turn into a woman. It is good that your child who is a female can now turn into a man. What the fuck is wrong with us? And we are accepting this. Is that our culture? Sodom and Gomorrah nonsense is what they are introducing to Africa. Boys can now turn girls. Girls can now turn boys. Well, do whatever you like. And if you do this, we're going to give you money because you have to listen to us. And this is how they control Africans. This is how they control us. Because listen, if a person comes to me and tell me, Alberta, I don't want you to practice polygamy, but I want you to understand one thing. If you like another woman as a woman, it's okay. Well, we accept it. It's a human right. Fuck your human rights bullshit. Fuck your human rights nonsense. If that is human rights, you are an idiot. Human rights is making sure that blacks don't die. Human rights is making sure that KKK people don't kill black people. Human rights is making sure that our children don't get guns pointed at their faces. Human rights is making sure that blacks get equal treatment in every country. That is human rights. Not you presenting me with bullshit of gayism and lesbianism nonsense. My daughter changing into a man. When I gave birth to a daughter, she wants to be a man. I will fucking beat the crap out of her to change. Yes. Because she came as a girl, she would remain a girl. You ain't gonna tell me my child should be a man when she was born a girl. Now, on some legal document, they don't put the sex of your child. So when the child grow, they can decide what sex they want to be. Are you kidding me? And we are allowing this. We are allowing this and making it okay. We are accepting this. Why? We are accepting this because we feel it is okay. What is okay about this? What is okay about being introduced to gayism and they calling it human rights when they can't even protect one black person from being killed because of 20 bucks? If they know how to present any rights to anybody, they should ensure that our brothers and sisters that are being killed by the KKK people in police uniforms get that human right. They should ensure that my daughter, your sister's child, your sister, your brother doesn't sleep in his house with police breaking the door and coming in. What happened to the warrants that they should get before they come in? What happened to our rights? Africans don't have rights in any country anymore. I swear to God, Indians are killing blacks. Indians. Has any of you been to India before? That place is a fucking desert. Some of them don't even have 1 rupee for food. They don't have food to eat. Them motherfuckers are killing blacks too. Because our leaders are so myopically foolish, visionless leaders that will keep quiet over every nonsense that comes to blacks. Do you think that if every leader raised their voice and condemned everything that was happening to blacks worldwide, do you think these things will happen? If these people realize that, hey, we need to stop because these blacks are now teaming up together against what we are doing, we need to stop it. You think they will do it? They keep doing it to us because our leaders won't talk. They keep doing it to us because even when our leader know they've arrested a black person, they will not mind. There was a white man from Canada who was arrested in China, and they said he was conspiring to overthrow the government or he was spying on them. Canada sent people to defend the guy. The same thing happened in Norway. They sent people to defend the guy. The same thing happened from America. They sent people to defend the guy. The same thing happened to Ghanaian. Nobody went. Libya was selling Ghanaians, Nigerians, Kenyans like animals. And our president couldn't say jack squat. Fiam, they didn't say. We have people in Ghana with bigger mouths, like that of the parrot. They talk back. But when it comes to speaking the truth of the actual things that matter to people, they zip up like idiots. Who says we want all the nonsense that is happening? What we need is leaders that will protect us, whether in Ghana or outside of Ghana. What you need is leaders that will protect you, whether in Nigeria or outside of Nigeria, in Kenya or outside of Kenya, in Malawi or outside of Malawi. Everywhere you go, your leaders should be able to account for your lives, because our lives should matter to them. Our life should matter to our leaders. Right now, if an American person is kidnapped in Africa, they will send people to Africa government to put pressure on them to check for their person for them. If a black person from your country is killed in America, our leaders will sit and be drinking coffee and go to their girlfriends and be fucking them and travel to Dubai and travel to all these places and go and have fun with their girlfriends and not even care about the person that has died from their country. I know, Don. They won't care about you. As I'm speaking to you, there's a Nigerian lady who is being sold in Lebanon. I didn't hear anything on the news of their government condemning it or sending money for the girl to come back to Nigeria. As I'm speaking to you, there's a Ghana girl who has been acidly bathed in Saudi Arabia. I don't see any of our leaders talking about it because it's okay. Saudi Arabians can keep killing blacks. What the hell? After all, they go there to do housework. House help and house boys. They are doing that job because idiots like you are in power running Africa. Our children are going to Kuwait and Saudi Arabia and Libya to work because of idiots like you. They want to run away from our leaders. You people are so foolish that the youth even want to run away from you. Why? Why? African leaders, why, I ask again? If that was your brother's child, would you not have talked? If that was your sister's child, if that was your child, would you not have talked? So it should only be about your family before you talk. My brother is dying in South Africa. My sister is dying in Kuwait. My cousin is dying in Russia. My family is dying in Dubai, in Saudi Arabia, in Qatar, in Libya. And people that we voted for, people that are supposed to be our protectors, people that are supposed to be our leaders, people that are supposed to be with us through thick and thin as leaders, fight for us, are quiet about it. If I beat your child in school, and I hurt your child with marks, blood coming out of your child, and you don't come and fight me in school, I will always pick on that child. Because I'm going to say, oh, this child's parents are okay with me beating up that child. That is what our leaders are doing. And you are there following them like idiots. Because you feel it's your party in power. Because you feel it's your cousin in power. Because you feel it's your man in power. That $10,000 they are giving you, that $5,000 they are giving you, $500 they are giving you, it will not save you in the 4 years they're going to spend and loot the rest of the money. If every leader came into power and used 60% of the monies they keep collecting from China, from IMF, international bank people, if they use 60% of that money to fix Africa, we would have reached far. When I hear them mention millions of dollars and I see nothing happening, I cry for Mother Africa. Fred Jones, if I see all these things, I cry. Why? Why are our leaders killing us? Because if I die, my leader has killed me. If you die, it's your leader that killed you. If they can't call a spade, if they can't call the kettle black, if they can't say the wrong things that are happening to our people worldwide, if they can't talk about it, it will never stop. It will never stop. They will keep doing it. They will keep fighting us. They will keep engaging us in all these battery and thinking that it's okay because our leaders don't even mind that. You see in how many years China shot up? Now China and US are fighting for superpower. Who's going to be the ruling power? And you know what will happen? If China get possession of African states, the US, the Russians, the Europeans are going to fight with Chinese people over Africa resources because they won't let them take it. Who do you think will be at the center of this fight? When two elephants are fighting, who suffers the most? The people. When two elephants are fighting, it's the people that suffer the most. Yes, you and me. My brother and your brother. My sister and your sister. You may think you live abroad, but your family is in Africa. Your mother will suffer. Your brother will die. If we don't talk, if we don't do something, if we don't question these leaders, eventually Chinese will take possession of African states. The white man will come and fight the Chinese in Africa for taking over their resource countries. The Russians will fight them. The Europeans will fight them. And we will suffer because we have no nukes, we have no bombs, we have no guns. The ones they give us when you shoot it, it go pa, pa, pa. How long do you think that pa, pa, pa is going to kill anybody? When these people have machine guns that go ka, 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 and we are doing pa, if you see some of these Nigerian police, South African police, Ghana police, their stomach alone would put you off becoming a police officer. Their stomach alone is bigger than their head and their entire body. When would these people fight these white people? What do you think when these Chinese people who are so swift and hurriedly running and jumping walls, when they are running, our police can follow them? No, they will fall down and be shooting. Because they don't even have the body of real policemen. Some of them don't. Yes, some of them do. But most of them don't. You see, it is not just about blacks in America. It is about blacks everywhere. It is about us uniting. It is about us speaking. We speaking our truth. There's a land in Wager. And this land was taken over by the government in 1953. It was taken over by the government in Ghana. So let's say a government take over a land. You have no right to sell the land because it's for the government right now, right? So this land goes to the government up until 1996, when the chief's rights and petition a government that was in power then, President Kufuor, my sweetest heart. When they petitioned him to release the lands, and so the lands were released in 2006. And a judge in Ghana had the audacity to rule these lands for one company, FDA company, aka Asari, that he's the owner of Wager Lands. What kind of stupid leadership, what kind of stupid court ruling, what kind of stupid rules are this? Can you sell a government land? A land that was released to the people, the chiefs, in 2006. I'm told was sold to this Asari guy in 1980 in installment. And a judge foolishly sat down and ruled over this case in Ghana. And the Asari guy won the case, bought a government land from chiefs. How is this rules? Share. Say ya son some phone kwasi ya some swayana ye filisa ya nyansa womba. We don't have any brains. If you were a judge and you sat in that case, the Wager case, and ruled that those government lands belong to a man called Asari, FKA, FDA company, then you are an idiot of a judge. You are a fool for a judge. I'm telling you honestly, you are a fool for a judge for claiming that a land that is for the government belongs to one man. Are you fucking shitting me? What kind of country are we in? What kind of stupid country are we in? Where legal things are not legal anymore. Where right is now wrong because of partisan. Where right is now wrong because people know others in power. Let us do the right things. Doing the right things will not cost you anything, but it will bring change into Africa. Doing the right things will not cost me anything, but at least I would have hope that Africa is getting somewhere. When we go through security at the airport, do the right things. When we go through the checkpoints, when you want to register for a land in your country and you come from abroad, they will massacre you. They will massacre you. AMA will massacre you in Ghana. GRA will massacre you. People lie for no reason. Let me tell you a story. There's a girl who stole a man's money, over $250,000 in cash money that was left. Over $1 million in properties that she put into her mother's name. And a lawyer was helping her lie to court that there was no money. You think you've done well. Judgment day will come. You see, I believe in God. But I also believe in spiritual things. If you dare steal anything from me, I will pray. But I will go to where my ancestors are and find my things. Because you won't live to tell that story. Trust me on that. Yes, I'm a Christian, but you will not live to tell that story. You see, Christianity has turned a lot of people into garbage. They do things they want you to say, because of God, forgive people. We don't need to do this. If they knew God, they would have done the right things. So don't hold back your anger, saying because of God for people. If you go to court and the wrong things are done, trust me, there is Supreme Court. If Supreme Court does not rule in the right direction, take it to the newspapers with every evidence you have. Yes, the whole of the African courts have an African Union court that oversees every development in Africa. So if the High Court does not rule on the truth, take it to the International Tribunal. Take it to the African Union judges. They will judge your case for you. Let us stop all these things. Let's give people hope that Africa will get somewhere. Let us feel the hope that it is coming. Let us feel like something will change. I need a president in power that can make me think, that can make me see that there's a change coming. I need a president in power that will do things and love the country more than himself, his money, his family, his children, his people. I need a president in power that wants to say, this is my country. You see, before in Ghana, when they were closing, they would sing a song that goes, Yanara, Assassini, Eyabod, and Demaye. Meaning, this is our land. It is expensive. It was bought with the blood of our ancestors. We will all come and do work. When you come, work hard and do some. The others that will come will work hard and follow you. And this is the only way Ghana will go forward. This is the only way Nigeria will go forward. This is the only way South Africa will go forward. Namibia, Kenya, Gambia, Rwanda. This is the only way we can all go forward. If we don't work and leave it for others to come and continue and work and leave it, and we all come and squander money, Africa won't go anywhere. Our doctors will keep running out of the country. Our nurses will keep going. And eventually, Africa will be a dead zone. Africa will be a dead zone. This is not what we want. We want Africa that works. We want a legal system that is not biased. We want judges that are willing to put the truth to the front. We want people like Justina Menuvo who are using their power to abuse and manipulate the system out of the system. We want lawyers that are wrong to be sacked and fired, their license revoked. We want pastors that are thieves, cancelled and stopped their service. We want people that are bad, all eliminated from Africa. We don't need no pastor who's doing 419 magic bullshit. We don't need them. We don't need judges that are thieves, criminals that are ruling based on something they got from the people. We don't need that. We don't need immigration officers that are wrong, doing things at the back, kululu, with people. We don't want that. We want a system that works. A passport office that says 1 month come for your passport. You go and the passport is there. A water system that says, go, this is the time you get your water, the water will come. When the system start working, the people would automatically follow. We want a policeman that stands in traffic and gives us tickets for the wrong we do. Not one that will open his hands and collect and put it in their pockets. That's not what we are looking for. We are looking for an Africa that works. We are looking for an Africa that would help. We are looking for an Africa that would encourage. We are looking for an Africa that will take us far. We are looking for an Africa that is willing to climb the ladder to a first world country, because there's nothing stopping us from becoming first world. Let's educate our people. If we don't know how to drill, let's send these people abroad for them to go and learn. If we don't have doctors that are good, let's send doctors out there to go and work. Chinese people are racial towards us, and they tell me that they've sent Chinese doctors arrived in Nigeria to help them. Who the fuck asked them to come? You are killing our people in China, and you are coming to help us in China. What kind of oxymoron is this? What kind of, what's the name of that nonsense English? What kind of bullshit is this? What nonsense is this? You kill us in your country, and then you tell me you're going to my country to help me. Why? because of the gold, because of the oil, because of the diamonds, because of our land that can plant everything. We are so fortunate. We don't have earthquakes in Africa. We don't have snow that kill plants. We don't have Mississippi, all those things going round. We don't have fire burning. And if we have any fire burning, then people are trying to steal. That's why they're setting fire into offices. And yet still, we don't seem to be able to do nothing. African states should be exporting things, vegetables, fruits. We should be exporting things. We should work on our own cocoa. We should work on our own gold. We should work on our own oils. We should work on our own things. When Ebola happened in Africa, instead of sending doctors, they sent the military. See, I'm dying. And instead of you sending me a doctor, you sent me the military. What is the military coming to do? What will the military do? Facebook is asking me racial profiling. I don't care what Facebook is saying. What will the military do if you don't get up and do something? Soon there will be no Africa. Soon there will be nobody. Soon there will be no people. Soon no one will be there to save you, your children, your family members, or others that are coming after you. Let us start working. Let us start fixing Africa. Let us start asking our leaders questions before we go and vote. Let's interview them. After all, we do interviews before we get into positions. Let them come and vote. Let us ask them questions on how they are going to take our economy from one place to the other. Instead of foolishly just going to the ballot paper and people stealing it, let them come and debate and tell us on live broadcast television what they are going to do for Africa, the mentality they have for Africa. Africa is mine, it is yours. The earlier we build Africa, the better it will be for us. A time will come, these white people will pursue all of us out. And this is the time that you and me, we need to talk. My name is Alberta Viala. If you want to find out anything about all the things that I do, about racism, all about the presidents, the government, anything, just go down my pages and look for Alberta Viala. You can comment, share, and show some love. Let's build Africa together. You and me. We can make it. Thank you so very much for watching, and have yourselves a wonderful day. And I hope that the change in Africa will start with you and me. Thank you again for watching, and have a wonderful day.